Hello, welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I will be your host. Today we're doing a look back at a classic rock album, this particular one from 1977, entitled Songs from the Wood by Jethro Tull. Now for me, this is one of my top 10 or 20 albums of all time. Usually when they're that high with me, they're a master album, and they usually have had some kind of a impact on me emotionally, or have had some kind of reason why they're at the top, has some kind of emotional impact. Anyways, in the case of this album, I had it for many years in still wrapped. I bought a bunch of albums one day in the late 80s, and there was a stack of them, like about 50 of them, that I hadn't even opened, because during the 90s I was kind of out of rock altogether, out of music more or less. I kind of a little bit disenchanted, and I've since learned that this is actually kind of common for people at that period of time. Anyways, my daughter was born, and I was working two jobs and driving a lot, so I started listening to this collection of albums I had, and the first one I took out was this one, Jethro Tull's Song from the Wood, and it actually brought me back to rock music and started the journey to lead to where I am right now. Anyways, I just want to talk a bit about this album, because that's the feature we're doing today. Anyways, the members of the band, or the album, the ones that are featured on this album, are Ian Anderson. He does the vocals, flute, plays some classical guitar, and a few other instruments. But he's the main focus of the group. And then there's Martin Barry, who's the electric guitar player. You got John Evans, sorry. He's a piano and organ player. There's also David Palmer also plays some piano and organ on this album as well. The other two, Barry Moore Barlow, drummer and percussionist, and John Glasscock, who is a bass player. Okay, so that's the personnel that appear on the album. From front to back, this is a top album. I'll just go over the tracks a bit. I'm going to need my glasses for this. Okay, so the title track, which is also the first track on the album, Songs from the Wood, is a top, and you'll hear this a lot on their greatest hits albums, or they play it live a lot. It's really, really good vocals by Ian Anderson. The lyrics are fantastic. The music is real catchy. It's got to be one of their best songs. The next song, Jack in the Green, I really like this song. It's a kind of different song, but it's typical of Jethro Tull. In this case, Ian Anderson does everything on this song. He does all the instrumental and the vocals, and of course he wrote the song as well. Real catchy. The next song, Cup of Wonder, that song is probably was the first hook song that caught me on this album. A real catchy beat. I love the lyrics. The song crunches along. It's really really solid, kind of progressive folky song. Then we get to Hunting Girl, which I think is not only the best song on this album, but maybe one of Jethro Tull's best songs. This song just like crunches from the beginning to the end. The guitar in this by Martin Barry is like fantastic. The lyrics, of course, again, are classic Ian Anderson stuff. His vocals are good. I really love the song, and it goes, and the drumming is actually very good here too. Barry Moore, he's just right on. Then we get to the song Ring Out Salter's Bells. This song is a little bit more, to me it's not necessarily poppy, but has a little bit more of a folk element to it. And there's a lot more harmony and vocals in this than most of the other songs. It's a real catchy song. It's one of those songs I listen to quite a bit. Usually when I play this album, I play the whole thing from top to bottom, but sometimes I feel like one or two selections, and this is usually one of the ones I choose. Velvet Green, To me, After Hunting Girl, this is maybe the best track on the album. Uh, kind of, how do you say it? It kind of is very. It's a story that I can actually follow quite a bit. Ian Anderson always not easy to follow his stories, but this one is not. It's a really good track. It's a little bit longer than most songs on the album, but fantastic. The Whistler, okay, you know, the album is called Songs from the Wood for a reason. You know, the guy's a flute player, and the flute is at its best on this song, I believe. He's just fantastic. The guy's one of the premium flute players in rock, you know, and there are a few of them, but there's not many, but he's one of the best, if not the best. Then we get to the song Pip Rock. I think that's how you say it. If I'm wrong, you know, please correct me. Cap in hand. This song is it's the longest song on the album. It's probably my least favorite song on the album, but it's not a bad song. It actually is very good. It's got a lot of folky elements to it. There's a little bit of everything in this. To me, it's not as catchy as some of the other tunes, but still very good song. Then we get to the very last track on the album, Fires at Midnight, which closes out this album quite nicely. It seems to be like a winding down song. It's not very long, but I love the vocals on this song, and I love the little bit of a story that he tells on it. So, you know, the album came out, like I said, in 1977. It's a classic, master classic for me, and I would probably say this is my favorite Jethro Tull album. Now, I just want to say too that it could be my favorite album. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be yours. You know, we all have different impacts from different albums on our life. They come at the right time, and they have the big impact. This one came at a perfect time when I was starting again, and it brought me back. And it's probably in my top 10. Great album. I highly recommend it, and give it a try. So anyways, that's my look back at a classic album for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you had, please subscribe, or please like or dislike the album if you want, but make some comments if you feel you want to. I'm open to what people have to say, and the main point for me, and the main reason I do these things, is because I want to kind of talk about this kind of stuff. It's rock music means a great deal to me, and I know there's a lot of people out there it means a great deal to as well. So please, say what you have to say, or do what you want to do. I'm interested in hearing from you. So have a good day. Prog Monster out. Thank you.